Okay, I gotta add a scene here, or I think the way to do this is technically build a separate scene in OBS. OBS is broadcasting software. But if I make a new scene here, it's going to take away the screen we've got. I'm just going to call this scene.
It's like, I'm going to just let the kids know.
Oh, okay. Discord share. We'll call that the name of the new scene. And then I need to add window. Screen capture. Oh yeah. So okay. So it's a display capture.
Okay. For now, we should just plan to go to 1.
1 year time, right?
Yeah. 12-year time.
I need no. Wait. What's the difference on window capture and application capture? Either OBS is updated or I haven't used it on a Mac for a minute. Window. Let's just try application. Wow, it's got all kinds of settings. I click Discord.
It's a black screen. Where is he watching?
He's checking it over on YouTube.
It's live on YouTube?
Yeah. It's a black screen because I switched the scene.
You know, one of our fancy whatchamacallits?
Ha. What's the difference on that Discord window and that one? Oh wow. It's like recognizing the thing in the Mac toolbar. That's pretty cute. Okay, but this is the one that we want. Show cursor, show full screen. Then I need to make this guy smaller. You're probably not seeing any of this. That's fine. Don't need the old office hours chat there. And our streaming format is not the same size as the rest of my window. Most people would probably have all this stuff properly configured beforehand, but just, you know, you said, you made the point, we're figuring all this stuff out. Maybe someone else wants to figure this stuff out and see others struggle through. Haha.
Right?
I got our Discord thing, the stage, it shows you and me. I can turn my camera on too. Of course, I'm almost never going to be looking at the camera. That's okay. Yeah, and then if we do any screen shares here, we can get the screen share pulled up on Discord and we'll see it. To speaking to an audience. What other views does the stage channel have? Probably not much. Oh, I might do that. Do you have a window you want to share? And then if I just pull that up and leave it on that, then that's one less thing I think I have to do much clicking with.
Yeah.
A little bit of responsibility.
Give me a second. Collecting some of the windows here. Okay. A screen I want to share.
Yeah, or a window or whatever, whether it's your browser. if we're doing stuff, and yeah, if you mentioned the Markdown thing in the browser, and then also we could do Figma in the browser too. If we're doing any Fig Jam, that might be the easiest. I don't know what browser you're using, but if you did what I was talking about earlier, a separate space for the stream, then you can just have the specific browser windows that you want to have open. That's just a evolving thought, if that's the way you want to try it or not. But that threw me off.
Let's see. I'm trying to share my screen and it's not letting me. It's blanked out. Any idea why?
Is it a setting we have in the server on this
Hold
channel?
on. It's just not letting me do it from the side panel. So.
Do you do it from the bottom stuff? The bottom of the.
Yeah. You tell me if this is like too hard to see.
I think if your pages and stuff, as long as like, yeah, and I'll just try and like be conscious of and tell you maybe if it looks like something's too small. Oh, actually, let's see, like scroll.
That work?
We can try it. Some of that stuff is definitely pretty small. Like GitHub's nearly impossible to read.
Could definitely zoom in.
Yeah.
Is this stuff too small?
Ish. Yeah, that's good there. But for now, we rewatch it or whatnot. I'm gonna I think it works on my Mac, even in a from there. So.
Just gonna pull up the harness engineer.
Use.
Here.
Hopefully, if I've got this good now, turn down mic volume down just a little bit.
The URL of the stream.
If it's good to like, try to grab a URL.
Sure. I mean, I can do something like this here. Can you hear me?
No. Sharing stream audio. And that's
oh, I'm intending to. So.
So I say just that. But yeah, I put in my. Hopefully, your doesn't come through on the microphone now. Not being pretty. If I move this window, I'm pretty that feel like a weird number, but I could maybe get some design side bar. To that'd be fun. I can't. There we go. Enter. Oh, so let's see.
Yeah, I would expect it. It doesn't seem to be updating though.
It's usually behind like or two. It's delayed.
I don't even see us.
Oh, I see. It says encoding overloaded, which I was thinking just winning. It should be putting through a bit of bandwidth of our feed.
It's like maybe other streamers have a better way to do this.
Hmm.
Just look like pause.
Like, not moving at all. Up, buttering everything but
It show welcome to learn engineering. That's how old the that's currently showing is.
okay, well that's well. Um,
I could just work.
yeah, I've even like dropped the settings about as low as you not.
It's seems to be a little bit more live now.
Is it showing us?
Yeah, I can actually see you moving.
Uh, looks fine in OBS. Looks fine in Discord, but it's still buffering over from what I'm seeing on the YouTube side. And this is like based. Yeah, okay, I see some movement there, but that's a pretty like sad experience, I think, for a live stream, right?
Yeah.
Being really choppy. Now it's telling me though, YouTube's telling me excellent. So stream is helping. Maybe it's good. We'll see. But
It's just delayed, but it seems jittery. I don't know. Um, Definitely not as smooth as Discord.
right. Let's just go with it for now, and if we need to, we'll review it after the fact and then make an assessment there. If it seems like maybe it's working now. Cool.
Okay.
I'm here. In the fig germ.
Yes. So there's a lot here with like harness engineering. Um, Got the site up here on the side, right? Where
Yeah.
we could look at um, whether it's a basic thing, kind of like starting up with just the basics, or if it's utilizing more of what OpenAI has done with their 6 month or 5 month experiment and got a lot of like skills files nested into varying categories and stuff under the for more context and stuff. But I think um, what you're showing there is awesome. One of the things that we want to maybe just start with a little bit is focusing on this like simple questions, right? Because everybody's skills and setup for design or whatever they're doing their skills for is going to be slightly different. And they might want certain things they might not want. So in my mind, I was thinking, what if we just focus on certain questions um, for ourselves as well, just try to make sense of it before we try to organize. And like as we go through the process, maybe we'll organize. Um,
It's an
but yeah, that's
evolving
kind of where my
process.
thought is. I don't know what you're thinking,
Yeah.
Cam.
Uh, well, I'm thinking both for my sake and anybody watching this. Uh, harness. I'm not gonna capitalize it. I don't know if you're aware or not, if it's like a phrase coined by OpenAI, but it seems like maybe it is. And the AI summary about this AI concept is that harness engineering is the discipline of designing the environments, constraints, and feedback loops that make autonomous AI coding agents reliable. shifts the focus from tweaking individual prompts to building structural scaffolding such as tools, sandboxes, and context rules that turns an unpredictable model into a consistent contributor. And so while prompt engineering optimizes single exchanges and context engineering manages data window limits, harness engineering governs long, multi-hour autonomous execution, as summarized by the equation. Agent equals model plus harness. I don't know if that was to the level of your understanding, but it was not entirely clear to me. Maybe I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but it's clearer now.
I think for a lot of people, like, and maybe this isn't the case, but for us, I think we think of things as like, I would love to get AI to where I could have someone that's like a UX expert, and maybe I'll switch that name for agent. So it's like UX, maybe it's dev agent, maybe it's PM agent, right? So how can we get different roles that would typically be found on teams to be a part of this whole agentic process? And so maybe when it comes to like the UX agent, it's actually a team or something, right? So you have more than one, and you can kind of bounce ideas back and forth, and like get it to give feedback or have just kind of a loop there to help understand what you're trying to do. And so for me, it doesn't matter. I'm not sold on like how complex or how many agents I need to be working right now. I think what I want to help us get to is kind of running the same experiment OpenAI did, which is they wrote that million lines of code within like 6 months, just without they had one rule, and it was like no coding, no human typing up code, it's all agent driven. So could we get to where we have skills that agents can interpret and understand, regardless of role per se? Not focused on all different agents having to skill, but they're just doing for us at the time. Like they have to some sort of structure of it and rules and have understanding of behavioral science, understand that code provides with behavioral science, or maybe it's the laws of UX. And so, kind of back to our question that's forming what we're going to focus on is like, what if my project could have an understanding of the laws of UX? What does it look like to create an agent or not an agent, but a skill set that agents can read from? So if we're looking over here, harness engineering, like we talk about starting here, you have like an agents MD, you have a feature list MD, maybe Cloud Progress. I think this is slanted towards using Cloud Code, but whatever you're using. You're going to have some equivalent. And then when you get into like the advanced, like OpenAI's advanced stuff, that's where you get into this architecture that is kind of nested, and you have docs and maybe have an architecture MD that shows the structure of your code, and you have a design MD and a front end. That's all nice. I want to dive a little deeper and not just like have design, but like laws of UX, or maybe it's a series of MDs that kind of reference to each other, and there's some sort of library or glossary of terms type of thing that then can dive in. So trying to figure out how we can make it super lightweight so it's not context that's fed every time and that's unnecessary, but just like when it needs to, it can do a lookup and say, okay, I need to go get this context, and it pulls it in. I don't know thoughts on that, Cam, but I think the approach here is making it less about learning per se as us teaching some course, but more about us just working through it. So
Yeah.
did you have approach that you wanted to think about or have us consider as we work for this for ourselves, and then people can maybe learn from it and take from it, but this is going to be for us to be able to get these things done for our own products and work.
Yeah. Yeah, and just like, I don't know, full disclosure, I feel like despite, normally I would claim like, oh yeah, I understand like AI and I can keep up with it. Like I do feel like it's hard to keep up with uh, everything that's always changing. So this concept is changing from like single questions, single prompts to um, and I mean, it's really like agents have been a topic for a while, right? But maybe I haven't heard a lot of people talk about how you make agents, and maybe the methods have changed and whatnot, right? But it sounds like, as an example, right? Like we've got markdown files. We've maybe also, even as an example, got a design system, and that's a piece of the harness as well, right? That's like, if a harness is maybe analogous to like that of like a horse, for example, and then the horse, like you're steering it or guiding it or something, right? And so a design system is one piece of that, right? That like if we're talking design related stuff, anyways, that's going to help them. Otherwise, then we've got, maybe it's these markdown, these skill files or something else. I don't know if they really have to be called skills. Maybe we've got several layers and aspects. We were talking a little bit last week, right, of all kinds of markdown files. Potentially when it comes to a design system too, it's not just maybe what the component looks like or the element or object in design, but also like the do's and don'ts and the guidelines and everything around it, right? Like if you look at a good design system documentation website, material design, or Salesforce or whoever, right? And so we've got all those different markdown files. When we're talking laws of UX, if that's the case right now, would we see that being just its own separate dedicated markdown file, you think?
Yeah, I think that's where I'd start. So like, what is a skill? Just to kind of get some context, right? Because you're saying could be called different things. It's a markdown file that gives instructions. It gives information, context, um, that can be loaded by AI coding agents to perform
So
specialized tasks.
do you know if they're programmed or set to like specifically read from skills.md, or does the file name matter?
The how you structure it, so like you can reference, there's skills that reference other skills, and then you give an MD file, right? So it's going to be in an MD markdown file, and then you're going to build out a structure of those files that tell the agent. So when you're starting out in a basic form, it's going to be like an agent.md or a claude.md, and then you're going to have maybe something around like progress or feature, right? So this is an example of agents MD, um, down below here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically saying here's the startup workflow. It's before you write any code, confirm stuff, right? So it's giving it some basic instructions. It's telling it to like read from the progress to know what the last thing you did was, because a lot of people don't maybe recognize this, but like, while there's chat histories and things that can keep in context, this I bounce between different contexts all the time. So like I might be asking AI about my house plants and how to like maintain them, or finding out what's wrong with them, and then I'll switch over to doing like a coding project, right? So this this is gonna give it the progress in context to like where it's working, um, and help maintain that. It's not that I can't have different conversations or whatnot, but this is gonna let it know. Even if I'm in the same context, say I'm working on our grids project and I'm tackling a specific feature, I can then go switch to another feature, but the progress should be kept probably for either multiple features I'm working on, or at least within the context of the one I'm working on. So these are questions that I have in my mind. Like, if I'm doing more than one feature, is that one MD file per feature? Is the cloud progress like an overview of all the things working? Because you're working on one, I'm working on one, Tyler's working on one. Like, how does that work together? I think some of these setups and flows that you see out there that people advertise, like, it feels like it's maybe for solo workers working on hyper-focused things one at a time. And maybe that's the thing we need to like learn how to just stay with one thing until it's done. And so the cloud progress is just one file and it works through one problem. But I want to understand how it can work within a bigger group, uh, a team, and like within my own context of switching between different features or whatnot. Especially if I have multiple agents kind of running at the same time. So are they keeping their own progress? I don't know. So that's what this whole experiment's about, taking it one step at a time. Starting in this case, I think it'd just be fun. Like, what would laws of UX look like formatted, right? So I feel like you asked some questions. You were talking about like, what does it mean for these things, and hopefully I answered something there.
I think you covered it. Yeah. Um, so I haven't played. You're using Stack Edit, right? You said
Yeah.
I haven't played with that before, but I have it open. It looks like it does have a collaborative feature. Have you used that before?
No, I just discovered this pretty much today. So
Well, there you go.
I like that it lets you edit and then kind of preview what it looks like.
I didn't
So, and it's
see.
supposed to have some advanced things.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a lot. I didn't see anything immediately about collaboration, but then I scrolled down. Well, and I actually ran a Google search before I scrolled down. It was like collaborative in browser Markdown editor, and there were a couple options. But then, a few down the list, I saw Stack Edit, and then I was like, wait, what? It does it too. So I see that it does. It looks like you have to log in with Google, I think. Uh,
Yeah.
Although it has like workspaces, switch workspaces, main workspace, add a CouchDB, GitHub, GitLab.
Let's try it. Signing in with our Trustybits stuff. So I'm in.
Uh, you're imagining that we would use like a shared login, or I don't know if that'll work. Was that your thought, or
Main workspace, Drive. So it's connected to Drive. Um, can manage the workspace name. Can I create another workspace?
you need to? Did you sign in with Google already?
Yeah.
Just with the? Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Let me.
Switch to another workspace. It's not clear. Well, now it's giving me this app is blocked. That's kind of weird.
Rude.
Maybe I just gave it access to something I shouldn't have.
I'm signed in.
Let's see
Manage
here.
workspace. Stack Edit is open source. Please consider sponsoring for just $5. Save your files in the cloud. Publish. Welcome file. You've earned one badge, Explorer Toggler. Thanks. Apparently there's badges.
Okay, try deleting this. Your main workspace cannot be removed. Oh, okay.
Oh, it tells me what all the
Can't.
badges are? Or it tells me some of them.
I don't. I don't know why it's blocking it. I can't remove it, and it's blocking it. Well,
Your browser? I broke it for you, I'm sorry.
you're fine.
I got signed in. I don't know what you did different, but I also have yet to see like how you share something. You have to link an account to start syncing files. Okay, but like I signed into Google. Main workspace synced with your Google Drive app data folder. So why do you tell me I need to? That's what I already had open.
Interesting.
Opened it in a new tab for me.
Well, maybe while you work on figuring out how to get that shared, uh,
Oh, I found it doing the same thing
just
now. This app tried to access sensitive info in your Google account. To keep your account safe, Google blocked this access.
I know it's kind of scary.
A little bit. I mean, it's open source, so in theory you could go see, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe we just build our own. You keep
Just do
working
it.
there.
Just
You keep talking through what you
hilarious.
got going there.
I feel like there should be a way to like remove it, and I can't remove it now.
Well, it was there already. The main workspace was like a default that was there all along, so
Okay, how do I log out then?
go to your external accounts and then you can click the trash can and say remove access.
Okay,
Nope. Go back on your
okay. I think
menu.
I'm fine. At least I'm signed out at some level, so okay. So there's a way to have like Claude or some of these other platforms can also create skills for you. Um, I don't I don't know if that's the route that we want to go. Like, could be nice, but there's part of me that's like I want to understand what it's doing, and I want to know the thing that I put in had impact, right? Not just kind of like, oh, grab it and go. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering if that's something. It's partly why I wanted this little editor so we could kind of like look over or try to create our own. So my thought around what would it look like to get laws of UX? Um, I imagine we're gonna add maybe a folder that's like UX, or maybe it's design, and it's interesting. So big there. So let's say we got this folder, and then I'm gonna have another file type. Uh, this file will be laws of UX glossary. So I imagine we'll need to give it some way to look those up. And then from here, maybe each thing has its own detailed MD. This might be overkill, but I would rather do that than trying to like fit it all into one thing. So this will just have like lookups. One of the things about skills that's maybe different than what a lot of people realize is like there's YAML that can be written right at the front of it. And the YAML can give it enough context to know if it needs to go deeper, or it can give it like instructions to like just read without reading all the context. So in this case, maybe this is, go over to one of the laws. We got chunking, sure. So what would this look like? Let's create a new file, laws of UX glossary. And right up front, we'll put in the details. So just to double check that I'm not thinking through this incorrectly, I'm going to go to the library here and look at maybe these here is going to have the example I'm needing. It's awesome. Found this the other day. I can't remember where it's at.
That's the best.
Got the
You partnered
okay, I
with.
think I was referencing Anthropic stuff here. So you'll see right at the front, it's got this like name, description, and even a license for it. What it looks like is this. So go ahead and add that here. So in this case, our name is going to be laws of UX 3. Its description is, keep doing that. Oh, wow. Let's just back up. What happened to license? Not big on me. Try that again. Sure, I could have just quickly edited it, but why is that gone big?
We should make a grid dedicated to the laws of UX. So I was just looking through.
Where are the header levels? Does it not have them? I think we got. Okay. That's it. Where is that picking up?
It's getting something weird with the formatting.
Yeah, like why is that bolding? Okay, maybe I'm not liking this tool. I just need a simple thing to try to build this out.
HackMD is free forever, up to 3 teammates. Singular, not plural teammates.
You finding a better resource for us?
It could be, yeah, from my search earlier.
Oh, Dennis is asking, what is YAML? It's just a key value pair, yet another markup language.
Another one.
That's what it stands for.
Yeah, I know. As opposed to
Yeah,
hypertext markup language or cross
markup.
something markup language.
Oh no. Did I get it wrong? Is it not that?
That's correct.
Okay.
XML is extensible markup language.
So YAML, some people would argue, from what I've read, again, I'm not going to say I'm an expert per se when it comes to AI stuff utilizing this, but if I remember right, your tokens and the context that's needed to um, provide information to the agents is going to be smaller with YAML. It's just a smaller footprint, takes up less tokens, so it's less expensive than Markdown is generally. Markdown's still pretty good, but I think YAML's like supposedly one of the better ones or the best. And so the other thing with the YAML, I think it just treats it a little different. And I don't know if this is because Claude or Anthropic or OpenAI have like built out uh, some sort of knowledge for the LLM to like understand. But by providing it the YAML, it's like, oh, I'm just going to read this section. I'm not going to go any further until I know that's what I wanted, right? So the whole idea behind this YAML section where it's like name, description, license is it's giving it some information to say, is this what I needed? Yes or no? Continue. Otherwise, don't read the rest of it. Don't pull any context or tokens usage into my current context window.
Is that some level of configuration with the AI tool, or is that like supposed to be just inherently part of the fact that it's YAML, or
I think it's just inherent. It could be something that Anthropic and OpenAI have actually like made a thing about it, right? But context, as far as I understand, it's just a string of characters, right? And so YAML happens to be one of the markup languages that seems to be the most precise and like to the point. It doesn't have extra fluff. I mean, if you look at Markdown, you're adding context or you're taking token usage when you add a pound. When you're doing that formatting, it's taking up those tokens,
this
right?
is
So
true?
Markdown, like YAML doesn't have any of that, but still gets the information across. You could say that you could argue maybe like the colons are useless, but I think any key value pair or something like this, it's kind of needed. So
So, is
just
it
like you could technically write a prompt and the prompt is just straight text and it will read it and understand it, you could do that, but I think Markdown is like one way to get it human readable, but also consume, you know, not that much from the AI's perspective, um, and allowing it to kind of live in both worlds. Like AI can consume it pretty well; it's been trained to consume it. it Humans can read it. Um,
not even just like human, like the average Joe, like anyone and everyone, if it's rendered Markdown, is really easy to read theoretically, right? Anybody could read the
Yeah,
Markdown
even
file in like code format, but it doesn't. You don't even have to like be comfortable in an IDE or text editor or anything, right? Like you just be looking at the rendered Markdown as well, and it's clear.
yeah.
As far as the token usage, just a quick like search here shows that JSON, being one of like the default kind of standards for lots of things, is pretty poor token usage, high syntax overhead. There is minified or compact JSON that can save 20 to 30% token usage over just standard JSON. So that's moderate as opposed to poor with the standard JSON. YAML is poor to moderate, supposedly because of being white space heavy. And you have like all those manual like white spaces for your indentation and stuff. YAML's indentation heavy, right? And then there's that other one that you or someone else sent us. We were looking at Tune, which is supposedly excellent because it's optimized for LLMs. Um, but
Yeah, that's fair. So that's good. I think we could try. Like, I don't think there's any requirement saying if we were to use Tune's approach, then it wouldn't work, right? Again, we could write it out just no spaces, no punctuation, just one word after another. And as far as I understand, AI is gonna get it, consume it, put it in its tokens at context window, and execute on it. But
these are all
I
for
think there's some level of making it so humans can also understand it.
yeah, well, and these are all like data heavy kind of things, right? Like, sure, some of that data can come in the form of strings and things that are like just sentences, but it is like organization and such of several different records or objects or whatnot. It's not quite the same as like paragraphs and just dictated things. So yeah, it just depends, I guess,
Yeah.
use case and situation.
Yeah. Um, and I was trying to type some of this, but you started to list out the different things. You said YAML's actually poor.
Or
So,
moderate. It's like
but is
yeah.
it better than an MD or is an MD better?
Well, that's what I was just barely calling out is that like I don't know how often they're really compared because I'll just throw that into my comparison search here.
If the reasoning behind it being moderate for YAML is that it has a lot of white space with like the tabs and like
Hmm.
positioning, I'd imagine Markdown's going to be even worse because it has not only the spacing, but it also has all these like pre-tag, a pound pound or dash 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 quotes. Like there's all this pre-appended stuff that's for formatting purposes, not actual context.
Right, but you're formatting like paragraphs and sentences of words, whereas with Tune, YAML, JSON, or whatever, right? Like you're formatting a different type of data that's not necessarily written out plain English. But Markdown supposedly
Right.
is very effective on token usage. It looks like maybe what this is scored on, I don't know if it's like based on some other person's article or whatnot, but um, JSON is like the highest and the worst. YAML is maybe 6 to 10% more compact. Tune is 25 to 60% more compact or less usage, and then Markdown is like 30 to 35% less than JSON. Again, it's a little bit of apples to oranges, kind of, but yeah, it depends too
If
on what you.
if that's the case,
Go ahead.
if that's the case, like the reality of that means that it's probably because Anthropic or OpenAI have tuned it, would be my guess, not that natively it's just better.
It could also be to the nature of like what normally goes in a Markdown file, and there's ranges on these percentages, right? But
Yeah.
the amount of extra, not necessarily redundant, but like um, just kind of extra like syntax and stuff per chunk of data. So like I might have a full sentence that only has 3 or so characters at the beginning to get my headline right. I might have a full paragraph that only had a couple of extra characters to either bold it or to make it turn it into a quote or whatever markdown formatting we wanted. And so the ratio of like your content versus the syntax feels like Markdown's not too bad there. I wouldn't think Markdown would be too bad. I think tables are probably the worst thing in a Markdown file, and tables are very much like for the human readable benefit. And that's actually a good comparison, maybe back to like these other formats, is because once you start putting things in table format, you're talking about organizing this data in some structured pattern, right? And then that's the more or less what you're technically doing with JSON and YAML and such. So maybe I should adjust my search. Markdown table. At that point, Tune took over as being the highest instead of the Markdown because yeah, Markdown uses pipes and dashes, dropping key repetitions. It's kind of a similar in some ways to a comparison of SQL versus NoSQL databases. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know if you were aiming for a switch or you're still going with your Markdown for now.
I mean, if you found something that's more friendly to like where we can bolt edit and type or something, that's fine.
I don't have it fully like.
I'll just keep kind of building it out.
Yeah, keep going for now.
See if we can get something. I think I'm gonna bring in, like, I'm curious if I were to ask. We got a comment here, right? Like we can choose the model. Opus 4.8. Apparently wants us to jump up to Pro. Nice. Okay, just kidding. Let's not go to that model.
HackMD. It's worded that way. It sounds like medical doctor. I'm just gonna sign in VIP.
Claude over here, sure. Thanks, Claude. What do you think? Should we see what we get generated, or like first, like generate and then try to modify, or do you think we should try to write it up ourselves and then generate to see the difference?
And you're looking to generate something specifically about like you're looking for the whole shebang in one blow of like just an explanation or definition or something with the laws of UX. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, and this is where maybe Dennis's stuff comes in. I don't know, but
I would definitely recommend to at least the immediate question. This could be like debated further, but I was seeing, and it might depend on the source, right? That there was like 21 laws of UX or something, whatever the number is, right? 21 is enough that, like, based on other like experiences I've had with an AI prompt in this case, it's not going to get all of them. It's going to say like, here's the laws of UX and give you 10 or 13 or whatever, right? And so if we want to And you were talking about maybe a separate file for each of them. So then at that point, I would say like one at a time, probably. Um,
I guess what I'm thinking, maybe we get one at a time, and then the glossary gets generated for us based upon that.
that would probably work fairly well. And then yeah, so to our viewers comment there, like giving a framework is probably a good idea, but it depends on what we want it to look like ultimately, right?
And I don't know, maybe this is the wrong approach here as part of the test, right? I don't, maybe it doesn't need the glossary to point to stuff, but yeah, I guess let's just grab one of them and kind of build it out.
Chunking. I saw I missed the part where you wrote chunking earlier, I guess, and I saw chunking.md, like chunks of like things for the glossary. No, that's one of the laws.
Yeah. So we'll let's I'd not duplicate this. I guess we'll just copy that, create a new file. We'll do chunking, if I can spell chunking.
Speaking of UX, I'm trying looking at this hack MD and okay, never mind. I'm gonna give some credit back. I was gonna be like, they don't even have a primary, like my primary action isn't even to like make a new markdown file. And folder is higher precedence as like a colored outline or secondary button. Create notes just is gray. But that's on the one corner. The other corner there's a primary button that says create my note. So I don't know why it's like my note, but yeah, never mind. They got a primary button. It's good. It's all good. How's do I let's see, my teams.
Okay. Closely related. So this is kind of fun. I think this is where we could link back to, um, we could do some skills chaining. Again, I'm not an expert in this, but what does a skills chain look like? Bet Dennis knows, but maybe not. I don't know. There's I'm sure it's also in here, this thing. I would love to read through all of it, but again, just kind of learning on the fly. Um, you can encode the chain in plain text or YAML-like rules. Best practice, keep each skill single purpose. Make dependencies explicit. Avoid circular references. Pass only the minimum needed context to the next skill. Put the orchestration rules in one place so agents follow the same path every time. One controller agent, several specialist agents. Shared context, or shared contract, sorry. Just so we're, maybe not taking all day and trying to like figure this out on the fly and make it really boring. I'm just gonna say, um, I wanted, and I know a lot of people like use the voice thing. So typing it out, I should probably get more used to that, but let's just go.
Do you really want to delete this folder? Yes. Oops. Rename.
Okay, so basically like, hey, if I want to build a skill around the laws of UX, specifically optimizing for when to use which law and apply its concepts, what would a skill look like and how would it get referenced or chained as needed? Saying a good laws of UX skill should act like decision engine. It takes the design problem, identifies the best fit law or laws, then returns a concrete UI recommendation plus caveats. Skill should also know when not to apply a law because several UX laws overlap and the wrong one can produce over engineering or visual clutter. So what the skill does, okay, so at a high level, the skill can classify the UX situation, such as navigation forms, onboarding checkout, or empty states. Skip it down here. So I was calling it Laws of UX glossary. This is saying it should be Laws of UX advisor. Propose recommend which UX law to use for a given interface problem. Okay.
I got a, think a different tool ready when you're back to the writing. While that's thinking, it should go up a little higher on the whiteboard, and then there's an invite link. Never mind, it wrote that was fast.
A little higher.
Yeah,
Invite link.
that one.
Here we go. I don't want to open that in Zen. Okay. Oh, goody. That's not what I wanted. Let's just.
I just signed in with my @Trustybits. Yeah. Yep, that folder. That folder. It's not overly nested at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
And then You opened chunking. So if I open chunking, I have both of us. Look at that. Latency is over 30,000 milliseconds. And then that warning went away. Thank you.
This is interesting. Hi.
That looks like YAML.
I wonder why
I could, if you,
yeah,
yeah,
it
so
formatted that.
get AI to think of different ways than what you ever were thinking. Yeah, there you go. You got YAML like working for us, and it's sentences, not paragraphs, but it does work. Um, or that's not YAML. It looks like
Okay,
YAML though.
so yeah, I feel like the way I'd, again, I don't know if this is going to be optimized or not, but the way I'd want to see this is if I come back over here, go to Hick's Law.
You didn't specify that; it just pulled that one out.
Yeah, so this is probably how I would do it, but I'm probably too verbose. So, um,
Uh, the font is super tiny on your window, so I didn't catch. Did you ask for YAML specifically?
did I ask for YAML? No, I did not. I just said want to build a skill around the laws of UX, optimizing and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
interesting. Because that looks like
can you read that okay, or is that too small still?
YAML. It's definitely readable now, so good for now.
Okay, let's go. Um, and just so the audience is aware, I think we were going to go until 1, right, and then pause and kind of come back, but we want to do this in bursts of like 2-hour chunks, um, kind of filming our journey or whatever. So just a heads up. Maybe we should do a recap at like the start of the next one or something, or be able to just point people to previous ones if they missed it.
I'm also seeing this as the second time now that YAML supposedly stands for YAML ain't markup language, but you can't. It's like you can't define something with the word itself. You can't like expand an acronym with the acronym itself, and that's infinite recursion right there. I think yet another markup language made more sense. That's fine. I'm gonna go with that one.
It's
If that's the format, the
YAML.org.
here it is again. Third place. YAML ain't markup language. Ain't a
I
word.
don't feel like that's
And you ain't supposed to say it.
what it used to be. I wonder if that's just them. Huh, that's interesting.
If this is the format, if it's this like YAML formatted or whatnot that's output for each law, like I could definitely see all of that fitting in a single file, like a glossary file or something. But otherwise, like if you want to expand deeper, you could make a separate file.
So I feel like this when to use should be something that when it needs the additional context, it dives in, but otherwise, or maybe that should be up in its header, right? Like if we're following what they have structured here, I don't know if it should be in this portion or if it should be down here. It says related principles can be grouped into larger files. Cognitive load dot skill or decision making dot skill. Like what? I don't know, Cam, if you're keeping up on the chat, but I've
No,
been neglecting that.
I am not keeping up on the chat. 14 unread messages. We got a Dennis here. This is how I set up my folder structure. Context, personal, general, modes, skills. Project context. Claude MD.
Shit.
Leaf. Make like a tree. Oh, yes, this is where you brought the question earlier. What's YAML? Tasks. Yeah, so to the point of large list of tasks, I asked for a blanket markdown of all the laws of UX, and I got 19. Which, if I run a separate search with the same AI assisted tool,
Which
there
model
are
are you
21.
using?
Whatever the default is that Gemini is feeding me right now. Yeah, so confirmed or at least like reaffirmed from this. There are 21 main laws of UX, and my like blanket full markdown only gave me 19. Occam's razor. The Pareto principle. I quote that one all the time. Six, 11. That's funny. 21 foundational principles are broken down into 4 categories, and then within the 4 categories, there's only 18 bullet points. You you missed it again. I didn't realize that I'm gonna need to learn to pronounce it correctly, but the Zeigarnik effect. I didn't realize that was one of the laws of UX.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting sick of my Mac Spotlight search being useless.
Why are you making it useless?
I ain't making it useless. Every time I go to try and open a program with it, it doesn't suggest it as an option. So I have to go to my applications now all the time and pick what I want, which is fine. But
Oh, what is this? You got here in chunking.
yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's like that was my like one-shot attempt to see like what did it give me. I did ask for Markdown specifically in this case, but um, I should ask. I should
Specifically for chunking?
no, all of them.
Or for, sorry, Hicks law?
Yeah, you got
Oh, all of them.
yeah, all
Oh,
of
that
them.
should be in a different file.
Well, you've got Hicks law and chunking. So, yes, they shall be different files.
Yeah. We should
But
edit that, huh?
it's also like you've got just put sandbox for now or something until we figure out.
Can I not edit these? Maybe?
I can
I'm
double check
just
on
being
that.
weird.
There might be like a sharing or permissions thing. Rude. Let's see. Did you figure it out? Is it still not letting you rename it?
Is what?
Is it still not
Did I
letting you?
figure out what part?
You were trying to.
Yeah. Um, I just double click in here, right? If it would let me rename.
Single click?
So like, wouldn't I just be able to click on this right here?
Hi. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Apparently, it's not letting you. Rude. You have. I think it said like write access or whatever. I'll just.
Are they notes? Is that what I need to be creating as notes?
They're called notes. Yeah.
Okay. But you're able to just type right in there.
Yep.
Even when I've created a file, I can't. That's kind of weird.
It's definitely weird.
So much reading here.
There's maybe I'm just like trying to run a visual comparison here. This YAML that I dropped in versus the markdown. And there's a little bit more, I think, with the markdown.
I didn't catch that.
I just pasted in some YAML that, like, maybe the content probably varies a little bit, but it's supposed to be the same concept, but it's all the laws, and it's right after the markdown version. So I'm just kind of visually inspecting, like, how heavy one
Where did
is.
you paste that?
In the sandbox.
Sandbox?
Yeah. Right there, it switches just before all that bold text. One, two, three, 6, 7, 8, 10. Even like the generated choice of words towards the YAML is very much more like code instructive and everything. Target audience, purpose. It's got like a metadata section, and then at the end, like agent prompting implementation.
It's almost like should do like a hackathon or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead.
you put together one version, I put together a version. I see its results.
Yeah. Your intent to generate these, then pop them into like Cursor or something, and then give them a spin.
Yeah.
Uh, and then is Cursor gonna make you something directly in code, or are you gonna have that spit that back out into Figma? designs, or
Oh, I don't know. How do we test it? That's a great question.
yeah, we need like a scenario or a kind of a test situation on, yeah. If we've got the same test set up, then we could do the hackathon-esque, split or whatnot.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Taking all of them into one document feels lacking. Not very exhaustive. It's missing, some of like the when to use, when not to use kind of thing, which I think is probably a good idea. It's fun watching your cursor.
Gonna move this over here. And then kind of keep going through just my own thought, like, buddy, did not work. Come up here. We'll split this for now.
So, oh no, I didn't mention the word harness. I was gonna be like, I didn't even use the word harness. And like my conversation with AI is like, let me know if you want to break down this data harness even further.
We are facing Hicks' law right now. The decision time it takes increases with the number and complexity of choices.
Proof, man. Minimalism for the win. Dynamic runtime injection.
My computer's starting to get really slow.
Had to, I think after a restart, mine's been doing pretty well. Obviously, like there was some of the connectivity there with the stream struggling. I think it's been fine. I hope it's been fine since then.
You add, like, I know you can add images to
Markdown.
but wonder, wonder, wonder what it would do.
I don't know that it's like copy paste. I think it points to like the URL or something where it's hosted. Choice overload sounds a lot like Hick's law.
Interesting.
Many, many interestings.
probably this context might be not very useful, but maybe it is.
Oh man, it's cool. He's got like examples and stuff, but it could be more examples on some of these pages.
What's that?
No, just like the pages on laws of UX. Some of them don't have any examples.
So it's not fully finished, but I think something like this might be what I would start to build towards. Um,
Did you get the image to work?
I sure did.
Nice.
But I'm sure there's a smaller version. I think if we get it into a markdown file, it will probably be even easier to like make sure like check with like have AI clean it up or something, or just try different iterations of it and then do a test.
Yeah.
Like, is this good enough? When to use too many choices, decision heavy. Because I feel like takeaways, it's like it's interpreting those takeaways with this.
Yeah. Would I don't know if these are drastically different or somehow end up being almost the same or what, but is the better approach to try and have the agent refer to the laws and then generate something based off of them, or is it better to generate something and then have the agent audit the thing that was generated or created, right? And then audit it against the laws. And then I guess at that point it would like pick out and come up with ways to improve. It's kind of like chicken and the egg, but
Yeah, what would get better results? I would imagine at least one thing I've been reading is the the agent that writes should not be the same agent that checks. So maybe it's a matter of setting it up instruction wise, like if you are creating the like it has a certain reference point, right? So it's like look at these if you're creating, if you're reviewing, look at this. I don't know.
yeah,
So identifying what the agent is that's doing the job, and then if you have it set up where like the reviewer is GPT and the creator is Opus, like from what I've read and understand, it's going to give a better outcome.
completely different models.
It's not going to have,
Interesting.
yeah, different models do
Yeah,
different tasks.
that's interesting. Well, we have arrived and now
It's
passed our
1 o'clock.
screening
Yeah.
time. So, for all the world and our massive audience out there watching, we will be back. We'll take a hiatus.